Let's check in on the word mantra. So it's a Sanskrit word and it means a sacred sound or vibration. So it's a repeating sound or phrase used to focus the mind, invoke divine energy, or transform consciousness. Mantras utilize the power of sound vibration to influence consciousness, working with the understanding that different sounds create distinct effects in the mind and energy system. The word mantra combines man, which translates as mind, and tra, which is a tool or vehicle, indicating these practices serve as a vehicle for transforming mental states and accessing deeper levels of awareness. Mantras may be a single syllable like Om, Sanskrit phrases like Om Namah Shivaya, or prayers in any language, with their effectiveness arising from quality of attention and devotion brought to the practice rather than merely correct pronunciation. The repetitive nature of mantra helps quiet the usual mental chatter, while the vibrational quality of the sound creates specific energy effects in the body and subtle energy system. Traditional teachings emphasize that mantra become most powerful when received from a qualified teacher and practice with consistency over time, allowing the sound vibration to gradually reshape the practitioner's consciousness and create lasting inner transformation. So why is it more powerful if you're receiving from a teacher? Traditional teaching mantra is more powerful. So for several reasons. One, the energetic transmission. A genuine teacher who has realized the mantra's deeper significance can transmit this, not just the sound, but the spiritual energy, the Shakti that has been awakened through their own practice, and creates what's called Guru Parampara, an unbroken lineage of transmission where the mantra carries the accumulated spiritual power of all previous practitioners who have used it successfully. Another way is a proper pronunciation and rhythm. Sanskrit mantras have precise vibrational qualities that affect consciousness. The teacher can ensure correct pronunciation, rhythm, and breath coordination, which maximizes the mantra's neurological and energetic impact. Small errors in pronunciation can alter the vibrational effect. That's only to just get the little extra boost. It's still effective even without correct pronunciation and without correct rhythm. Personalized selection. So an experienced teacher can choose a specific mantra that matches your temperament, spiritual needs, current level of development. Different mantras produce different effects. Some are calming, others energizing, some devotional, others more focused on wisdom realization. Another way that a teacher-selected mantra can help is a sacred context and commitment. So receiving a mantra formally creates a deeper sense of commitment and reverence than casually picking one up from a book. This psychological factor significantly impacts practice, consistency, and depth. The ceremony of receiving a mantra, the Diksha itself, can be transformational. Guidance and protection. A teacher provides ongoing support for working with the mantra's effects, including guidance through various stages of practice and understanding of experiences that may arise. They can also offer protection from potential pitfalls of intensive mantra practice. So in the yoga tradition, self-selected mantras can certainly be beneficial. Those received through an authentic transmission carry a special potency that can accentuate spiritual development. I've also heard that if we practice alone, we get the mantra credit one time. If we practice with 10 people, we get 10 credits. It's 10 times more powerful. If we practice with 20 people, it's 20 times more powerful. So how is this possible? So while the mathematics may not work out exactly, there is a collective amplification. When sincere practitioners chant together, there's a genuine amplification effect that goes beyond simple addition. The individual vibrations harmonize and create what you might call a field effect, similar to how individual voices create a harmony in a choir that's more powerful than the sum of its parts. Resonance and entrainment. Groups chanting together creates vibrational resonance where individual nervous systems naturally synchronize. This entrainment effect can deepen each person's experience and access states of consciousness that might be harder to reach alone. The collective energy often carries individuals beyond their usual mental limitations. So the traditional teaching, these multipliers, some say you add them, some say you 10x for each time each person. These numbers are more metaphorical than mathematical, but they do point to perceived reality that group practice is significantly more potent than solo practice. Psychological and devotional factors, so being a part of a group, naturally increases devotion, focus, and commitment. The shared intention and mutual support creates an environment where deeper surrender and absorption can occur. And there is some scientific backing. Research shows on group meditation and chanting shows measurable effects on brainwave entrainment, heart rate variability synchronization, and collective coherence that support these traditional claims. The key insight here is that spiritual practice isn't purely individual. Consciousness appears to be more interconnected than the usual experience suggests, making group practice genuinely transformational in ways that go beyond what any individual could achieve alone. I've also heard that repeating a silent mantra is more powerful than repeating it aloud. This is actually a well-established teaching in the yoga tradition, and there are some specific reasons why silent mantra, so mental repetition, is considered more powerful than chanting it aloud. So the subtlety and internalization. So silent japa, repeating mantra silently, works at a subtle level of consciousness. When you chant aloud, the energy goes outward through speech. When silent, the same energy turns inward, creating deeper internalization and absorption. The mind becomes more concentrated rather than dispersed. Continuous practice. Silent repetition can continue throughout the day's activity, during conversations, even while sleeping. So advanced practitioners report the mantra running continuously in the background of consciousness, creating constant purification and protection. So basically the idea is that we can, if we're chanting silently, we can do that more often. Less ego involvement. Audible chanting can sometimes engage the ego, concerns about how you sound, performing for others, or taking pride in your voice. Silent practice bypasses this distraction and goes directly to the heart of the practice. So the traditional hierarchy. So we have audible, vikara japa. So this is beneficial but most external. Then we have whispered, shu japa. Most powerful, or is more powerful, semi-internal. And then we have mental or silent, manasik japa. This is the most powerful and it's fully internal. We have deeper states. So silent repetition more easily leads to the state where the mantra repeats itself automatically. Japa japa, which is considered the goal, where the practice becomes effortless and continuous. Energy conservation. So the energy that would go into vocalization instead gets channeled into deeper consciousness, creating more profound internal effects. So while silent mantra may be more beneficial, audible chanting aloud still has its place. It's excellent for beginners to establish the rhythm and pronunciation. It's wonderful in a group setting for that collective energy. And it's helpful when the mind is very agitated. Many practitioners use both, starting with audible, gradually moving towards silent, mixing them in when we're in a group. Hope this is helpful. Let's do some mantra.